Hello, welcome again to Reyna Clothier. This is another episode of Reyna Chats. So let's talk about Peyton Manning today. So, Peyton Manning is a heck of a football player. I think between him, his brother, and Tom Brady are one of the best quarterbacks ever. So enough of my venting of great football players. But I selected him because he's just a great gentleman overall. He represents his family, his sport, his life very, very well on and off the media world. So I really enjoy his company on social media, how he portrays himself. So critiquing his wardrobe, there's one picture I'm going to show. He has it looks like a flannel solid jacket, and then it looks like a kind of two-tone striped shirt with a subtle pattern, orangish, goldish tie, a notch lapel, so he keeps it a little conservative, which I like. If you notice on the lapel, or there's not on the lapel, but if you notice, there's some pocket square kind of tucked a little bit too much inside the chest pocket. I don't like that. A dark color pocket square with a dark fabric is just too much going on. You got to contrast it. You got to kind of complement each other, and I don't think that was a good selection. Maybe even just a solid white. But if you have the two-tone striped shirt, I just think of the 90s. If you guys ever seen Glenn Ross, the real estate movie, the sales movie I call it, it's just, and you've seen those individuals, that type of theme where it's just striped shirts, or detectives in the 90s in movies that you see that they have the striped shirts. It's just too much. That era is over, and I don't think that is a good representation of a great, long-lasting, timeless dress shirt. So the shirt's got to go. I would say there are kind of a diamond look pattern, or even a herringbone, which is very, very thin, a small image of that, not kind of bigger version of it, just smaller of it. And from there, or even just different patterns of white shirts and blue shirts. There's so many different styles. That one I do not like. There is I call it a bird's eye, where it's also those shirts, kind of a textured shirt too. It's a very nice shirt as well. Or since it's a flannel, the flannel itself is somewhat flamboyant. It's only made for a certain time of the year because it's a heavier fabric. I don't like flannel. I think it's just too much. I think of saddling up in the 1800s and going outside and working. There's different times of working now. So, when you work, you typically don't use a sport jacket. In the earlier days, it is, because a flannel was made for other purposes, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I love that. I have my wardrobe when I go outside and play with my kids and get dirty and work outside in the yard, cutting grass, all these different things that I do for our home. But I never put a jacket on. So I respectfully disagree with keeping that tradition going. But again, a flannel, that's what it was made for. It was a heavier, thicker fabric that was made for that time, essentially. So so much respect for that era and what they can bring. But as far as just comfortableness, making a statement, yes, but again, it's made for the working purpose, which they're not working when they're going out and celebrating a special event. I like that he has a orange tie that kind of sticks out. Again, I think that's too much with the wonderful tie, and I think it's a very thin width as well. I did not like that. Very thin. I would say it's about 3 inches wide from here to here. 2.75 to 3. I think 3, thinking about it now, It's a little too wide. I think 2.5 to 2.75 is appropriate. Anything under 2.5, it just looks like your thin era, your thin tight, your skinny tight era. Did not last at all. Lasted a couple years and that was it. So I think that's a great way to show for the tie, but I think the tie was the only winner here. The shirt did not select good. Poor color selection for your pocket square. He needs a better selection for that. But the tie is the winner. I like the shirt collar spread. Very nice look. But yeah, the flannel looks okay. It's a solid flannel, but you can tell it has some texture to it. I think that's about it. I like overall the notch lapel. That's really good. So hope you guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy what you have because every day is a blessing. And until then, God bless.